In a school called Trinity, one boy writes his own rules. Against everyone, he fights for his rights. He fights for what he believes in.
Hi, how are you?
I'm alright. Yeah, it was tough to go against the vigils. I didn't know what to do.
It was not easy for him. He had to go through a lot.
After I got my assignment to say no to the chocolates, I was a little scared, but it didn't seem that challenging. To me, it seemed like a pretty easy assignment to not sell chocolates. The brothers said it was optional, and I didn't see why I had to waste my time selling those stupid things. I didn't know how far I could go.
It went way farther than he expected.
I mean, it's just chocolates, not anything special, just chocolates.
Little did he know, this simple action was going to change the fabric of his life.
The poster that I decorated my locker with sort of related to what I was doing, disturbing the universe. After the assignment was over, I still didn't want to sell those chocolates because I didn't feel like I had to, and maybe I could disturb the universe my own way. Yes, Renault was in my class. When he said no to the chocolates, I was fine with it. I mean, I would like all my students to show school spirit, but he's entitled to his own decision. It is completely optional. I was surprised when he said no, but that is alright. He was not treated unfairly for that, he just didn't want to. Here at Trinity, all students and teachers are treated fairly and with honor. No, I was not involved with any secret organization. What are they called? The Vigils or something?
That was not fully the truth.
After a while, people started talking about me and how I was standing up for the school. It made me feel cool. Older kids started talking to me. I felt like someone now. The Vigils called me in again and told me I had to sell the chocolates. They threatened me. I didn't listen to them. I believed in what I was doing, even though I was scared. Some people thought I was crazy saying no to the Vigils now. But I wanted to be something, or someone. I wanted to disturb the universe. I was scared when Jerry said no to selling chocolates. It's a Trinity tradition. Everyone does it. Sure, I wanted to support Jerry more, but it is hard to challenge Trinity and everyone in it. He's my friend, and I was scared for him. Saying no to the chocolates, and then saying no to the vigils, he's going to get himself killed.
And that is exactly what happened.
I was at my locker, about to leave school. This big kid, Janza, that was his last name, walked up to me. He called me out. He was probably sent by the vigils. He said I was a fairy, a queer. I couldn't let him get away with that. I fought back, but he had a group of kids with him. I couldn't take all of them. Janza took control and started beating on me. They kicked me in the face, hit me in the ribs, my groin, everywhere. I couldn't stay conscious. I woke up on the ground where I was beaten. Slowly, I made my way home. When I got home, I washed myself and tried to sleep off the pain. Luckily, my dad wasn't home yet. He would flip if he saw me. The phone rang again. It had rung before, but no one was ever on the other line. I picked it and still no answer, until a faint voice said, "Come out and play." It scared me, but I just hung up and went to bed. A few more rings. I went down to pick up the phone. When I went downstairs, my dad had already picked up the phone. I hid in the shadows so he couldn't see my body. He told me to go back to sleep. Yes, he did seem to be acting strange around the time of that school chocolate sale. You know, kids these days. We didn't really talk a lot, Jerry and I. After his mother died, we haven't been close as we used to. Yeah, those phone calls were strange. No one would be on the other line. It was like calls were playing with us. Yes, I remember that night when Jerry came down to answer the phone. He avoided me, stayed near the darkness of the curtains. Jerry seemed normal, I guess. He didn't show me his face, so I couldn't see what he looked like. After that beating, I became invisible. No one talked to me, looked at me, nothing. I smiled at one of my classmates. He looked right through me, like I was a ghost. Even teachers seemed to ignore me, like they were picking sides, like everyone else. I tried to find Goober, but he wasn't at school. I sort of enjoyed being ignored, though. No more pressure. I felt free. When I left for one of my classes, I approached the main stairs. From behind, I was pushed by some group of kids. Luckily, I caught myself before I fell. They laughed as they passed me. Then I knew I was no longer invisible.
He was no longer invisible, and his life was about to change.
Later that day, I got a phone call from one of the main vigil guys, Archie. He told me I could get even with the John's punk. He said I could fight Johns in the ring. After the fight, he said it was all over. Now, I know that was the wrong thing to do at the time, but I couldn't miss my one and only chance to end this. I arrived at the stadium. It was filled with students cheering and screaming. I got up to the old ring with Janza. My blood was boiling. I didn't like the rules, though. The students would write the punches on raffles, and we would do them. It was like I was a puppet. First, Janza punched me across the face. It hurt, but I could handle it. Next, it was my turn. I got the signal to hit him across the face also. With all my rage, I couldn't get Johnson the target. I just skimmed the side of his face. After some back and forth, Johnson was called to hit me in the groin. As Johnson went for it, I protected myself. Through pure instincts. The crowd saw this and started screaming, "Kill him! Kill him! He broke the rules!" Johnson started wailing on me. Halfway through the beating, Johnson stopped, probably because he was tired. I found my moment to hit him, knocking him back. After the punch that I caught Johnson with, I don't remember much. He became angry and caught me right in the temple. The stadium lights went out, and so did I. Then I remember Goober over me, trying to wake me up. At that point, I realized that disturbing the universe was the wrong thing to do. I just should have followed the path. Now that I think about it, maybe I did do the right thing, but the consequences were surely not worth it. In the end, I did disturb the universe, in my own way.
Maybe from the outside, Trinity looks harmful, but in the inside it is full of lies and tricks. And that is the story of the boy who wrote his own rules and made himself known.